Hello, my name is Len Baird, and I am known as @P Sardonicus on Twitter. And this is Science of Neuroweapons for September 13, 2022, in which I will talk about the UBI and what it is from a military science perspective. Last year in 2021, Journal of Special Operations Medicine published an article, Acquired Brain Injury, Guidance and Instruction about an Emerging Challenge to Warfighter Brain Health. It is written by 5 authors. 4 are affiliated with the Naval Special Warfare Command and 1 with the Defense Health Agency Innovation Group. In their paper, the authors propose a new framework for what's been known as Havana Syndrome, or Anomalous Health Incidents, abbreviated as AHI, the most ridiculous word salad born by present-day American bureaucracy. The framework is built around 2 types of brain injuries: TBI, traumatic brain injury, synonymous to concussion or blast, and it's juxtaposed to UBI, which stands for unconventionally acquired brain injury. So both are brain injuries, but just acquired differently. The authors also mention non-TBI as a separate category of brain injury that could be caused by things like anoxia, low oxygen level in the blood, or infection or other factors. But these are considered natural environmental causes that are presumptively non-hostile in nature. A very important point of convergence between TBI and UBI is that from the military medicine perspective, both diagnoses have causes that are hostile in nature rather than accidental or natural. And then it gets really interesting. I wonder if the authors actually realize what they spelled out for us here. You don't even have to read between the lines. The moral implications of what you are about to hear will shake you to the core, unless you have a moral foundation of a potted plant. When it comes to causality of UBI, the authors play out 2 scenarios. One, when source of brain injury is unknown, and the one when source of injury is known. So here's their thoughts on scenario number 1. Source of injury is unknown. They state that directed energy weapon could conceivably cause this type of injury. But medical research into this potential damage is not a definitive source of information. Furthermore, directed energy weapons could be in violation of the Geneva Conventions if the weapons explicitly target central nervous system functioning. This should limit their use and may explain the energy weapons on humans. It will be especially important to understand how these different weapons could manifest an injury in an individual. And then the authors come up with the following analogy. Kudos for creativity and an explanation even a 5th grade can understand. If a concussive injury that induces TBI is akin to an egg falling onto the ground, a directed energy weapon inducing UBI could be more akin to putting an egg into the microwave. Both damaging effects may produce physiological disruption, albeit in substantially different ways. Very good. Now let's see what the authors say about scenario number 2. Source of injury is known. And they write, it is possible that there's a known source of injury in the UBI, which happens to involve classified information. I have to pause here and ponder. Known by whom? By the government we elect and fund? Known by people who use this technology? Just known? Someone knows what causes this brain injury, but it's classified. The ease with which this paragraph written is outrageous, unacceptable, despicable, and morally corrupt, and dismissive of all military and civilian victims of this technological atrocity. But let's keep reading. This issue, classified nature of the information, complicates reporting and documentation due to security concerns. Initial reporting should remain through operational and secure channels, given the event that it could involve classified information. Medical communication cannot include sensitive information that might be divulged to civilian, medical, or academic institutions for the purposes of research and development, despite what will likely be a growing interest in these future events. But wait a minute. What happened to all the talk about violating Geneva Convention? Does it no longer apply because the source is known but classified? I am beyond outraged. Apparently it's okay if we know how it's done. This kind of moral delinquency spelled out for us by military doctors and scientists makes me fear for what our society is becoming. Fear we left our moral principles behind without skipping a beat. And this is what I was compelled to share with you today. There's some other useful information in this article, and I will provide a link in the description of the video. Please go to Twitter, where my handle is at @psardonicus. It's my main social platform, and I'd like to hear from you what you think about it, your commentary, your thoughts, etc. This issue requires a public, robust conversation, because Havana syndrome attacks, or UBI, or AHI, are happening to civilians domestically on a daily basis, and not just to military personnel or federal employees. In other words, it's a public safety issue. So classified nature of information on national security concerns no longer apply. Domestic attacks of civilians by Neuroweapons is a national security issue. Try arguing otherwise. Until next time.